I felt compelled to talk about this story because it's always tough when you lose a loved one at a very young age to a terminal disease. But what makes it even tougher is when that person leaves behind an adolescent child. And you would think that in cases like that, people would put aside their political differences and just support the family. But no, leave it up to the woke mob to dig up dirt on somebody because they potentially disagree with them politically, such as the case of Kat Janis. And for those who aren't up to speed, she was a singer as well as had a considerable following on TikTok. She was married to her husband Kyle, had a 7-year-old son Loren, and on February 28th, she passed away from cancer at age 31. And just before her death, she released Danced You Out of My Head, which she describes as a song of hope, a reminder to live life to the fullest and never give up. And she made it so hopefully her child would be okay after her passing.
Cancer.
Kat Janis wrote it with her 7-year-old son and has now signed the rights over to him in hopes of leaving something behind. Fox 5's Jacqueline Matter has her story and how you can help support them.
More than 2 years after being diagnosed with an extremely rare form of cancer,
I have what's called a Ewing's-like CIC rearranged non-small cell something sarcoma, which is there's only like maybe 100 of them documented in the world.
Kat Janis is sharing her final wish from her hospice bed.
Please stream a song for him. Sitting here on oxygen and, you know, a pain pump. I'm trying to take advantage of this time that kind of God's given me.
The DC artist didn't know if she'd live to see her next birthday or the release of her new song written with her 7-year-old son, Loren.
I didn't think I was going to make it through the week.
Her song came out January 19th, a day before her 31st birthday,
which resulted in people sharing it on their social media. Before you knew it, it was charting at number 7 on iTunes Europe and made it to number 1 on TikTok Billboard Music. And all was going well until the detectives of the internet did their snooping, which is to be expected with the internet. But what do they find? That she was following IDF and the State of Israel on Instagram, and that she had liked a post from the IDF honoring the deaths of soldiers who fell in combat in northern Gaza. And people started changing their tune.
Free Palestine, Kat Janis. You guys see this comment that I left on Kat Janis's video? This comment got 25,000 likes. And I said, we love you, Kat Janis. We will make sure your little boy is set up for success. And you know what I found out today from a mutual? I found out that Kat Janis supports not only the state of Ai, but also the forces that are carrying out their aggressions against the watermelon people. Hey Kat Janis, do you know how many children in Gaza have lost their family? Have lost their mothers, their fathers, their grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts, uncles, siblings to the same disease that you're fighting. And they can't get any help because of the state that you support. I just want to know how you can sit there and know these things and still support the state of Ai. I don't love you, Kat Janis, but I truly do hope God blesses your child because they don't know what their mother is. Another zombie that supports the unaliving of watermelon people.
And further justified their hate with the fact that her baby has a family to support him.
You know what, since everybody's wagging the finger at us for getting mad at the hypocrisy of it all, I have a question for the Kat Janis defenders out there. Why are you excusing Zionism just because she's dying? Because King Charles is dying too, but I don't see y'all going out of y'all way to make his family feel better. Yes, a little boy may lose his mom. Yes, it's a very horrible thing to see at that age. But what do you think the kids in Palestine are going through right now? Because God forbid if she passed, he still got a daddy, he still got grandparents, and he still has aunties and uncles, maybe, I don't know that lady family tree like that. Whereas there are kids in Palestine right now, both dead and alive, that didn't even get named the moment they were born because they either died with the family or were the only ones left while the lineage was wiped out. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I wouldn't wish cancer on nobody. I lost a family member to cancer. It broke me. And cancer does not excuse you from having shit morals. So excuse me for not wanting to support somebody who only cares about the light that comes out of her.
And even when she unfollowed those pages, people were expecting a statement. And this continued after her death, with people saying they're glad she's dead, rest in peace, and even going as far as to not have any empathy for her son. So, a few things to comment on here. Wherever you are on the Israel-Palestine conflict, we can all agree that killing innocent civilians and leaving all these children as orphans without people to support them is terrible. But also in this context, it is irrelevant. We're talking about a mother, a wife, who's leaving behind a family and is trying to do something good for them before her time comes. And maybe they will be fine without her, but we don't know that for sure. And also, we don't know for a fact what she supports. All we have are screenshots of pages that she follows and posts that she liked. But for some, that was their burden of proof to judge her as guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty! And another thing to say, it is your choice whether or not you support her. Nobody is obligating you to do so. But also, basing that decision off the trivial information that you've been given shows how heartless some people truly are. And thankfully, there were some people on TikTok who were willing to call the woke mob out on their crap. And for some, they didn't hold back. Take a listen.
So let me get this straight. You're trying to take away royalties from a kid who is going to have his mother die of cancer because she follows an account on Instagram. And now it's turned into a witch hunt of, oh, all the money's going to go to Israel or some stupid thing that her entire thing is the money's going to her kid. So because she follows the IDF on Instagram, you no longer support the idea of helping out a child who is going to be one parent down because of cancer. I see two cancers. The one she has, and then you. Because that is some bullshit. Like, you guys are so pathetic. It's a kid. Who gives a shit? He's gonna die anyways. Why are you trying to bring the kid down?
Does anybody actually know that Kat Janis is a Zionist? No, we really don't. For all we know, she was scrolling through her feed, she saw a video she liked, and she followed the page. We don't know that she actually supports Israel, but also, it doesn't matter. This is not about Israel. This is not about Palestine. It is about Kat Janis. She's dying of cancer. She's trying to get money for her son. She's trying to take care of her family, and the watermelon people are making it all about them. It's not about them. It's not about Israel. It's not about Palestine. It's about a woman dying of cancer, trying to take care of her child. Come on now. Do better.
I so 100% should not have to say this to you guys, but if you find out that a woman is dying and that her little son is being left alone without a mother, that there is a free of charge, easy way that you can donate money to him for his future. If your first thought after hearing that is, wow, I really need to make sure his mom's not a Zionist, because if she's a Zionist, I can't give him any money, you're actually the scum of the earth. Let alone the fact that I feel like who you follow on Instagram does not mean anything. I followed Trump for his entire campaign trail and presidency and was like a very outspoken Trump hater. I just wanted to know what he was doing. So anyway, yeah, get your head out of your ass.
Now, there are several other videos I could show, but then this video would drag on. But they summed it up perfectly. These people are making it all about themselves.
No, this whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
It's very representative of woke culture, and it's also very hypocritical, because I'd venture out to say that these same people were likely virtually silent on October 7th when Hamas was taking innocent people hostage, raping women, and all the things that they were doing. It's called performative regard for human life. And again, you do not have all the facts. We've seen this time and time and again, where people will pounce on a person and ruin their life because of limited information that they have. And even when the victim is able to vindicate themselves, the damage sometimes is already done. And in this case, the victim, Kat Janis, is dead. And any leftover hate will go to her family when they have enough to deal with. And I try to be empathetic to the other side of the argument, but this is one of the cases in which it's very hard to do so. Because this poor woman, confined to a bed, struggling to breathe, has another thing to deal with: unwarranted hate. And while trying to stay strong and hold on to hope, you can imagine that backlash and that hate would only make it harder for her to do so. And the mere fact that we've gotten to this point in society where we are using somebody else's death to push our own political ideology is very, very scary. Now, some of you can call me a Zionist or pro-genocide for this, but if calling out what's wrong makes me a Zionist, then so be it. But I'd love to hear from you if you disagree. Let me know what you think in the comments, but please do it respectfully out of consideration for Kat as well as her family. And also, my sincerest condolences to Kat Jannis, her loved ones, and anybody else who's lost a family member or loved one in a similar way. Rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed my commentary, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, hopefully I've earned a subscription. Here's some videos for you to watch in the meantime. Until next time, peace out.